Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we are back at it, and I'm ready to dive into one of my favorite topics, my 5 favorite old school whiskeys. Yes, 5 favorite old school whiskeys. Fair? All right.
All I got is bourbon.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. All right, before we do that, let's go ahead and dive into it's a brand new concept I created a couple episodes ago. So the overall concept is called Questions from the Courtroom. So the last question that I asked was, what are some overhyped and disappointing bottle purchases that you've made? So I'm gonna go ahead and just read through different comments. Obviously, I can't get them all. So the first one was Frey Ranch was by far. Poor Frey Ranch got a lot of, not love, but hate. So Frey Ranch by far was the winner by multiple subscribers. Whiskey Wife 8 said Frey Ranch tastes like licking a carnation flower. Don't do it. Damn, that's strong. Someone else said Old Forest 1924. That came up a lot in general. Elmer T. Lee, West Virginia Bourbon Guy, which I actually know West Virginia Bourbon Guy, my buddy Mike. He said Blanton's. He said, after a long search, it ended up being nothing special at all. That's true. Whistle Pig was another brand that came up multiple times. Mark Wanner, 3633, said his bottle of Whistle Pig tastes like it was scraped out of a silo. Damn. Woo! So Whistle Pig, Elmer T. Lee, Blanton's, Old Forester, and poor Frey Ranch. Oh man, got a lot of not love, not at all. All right, stay tuned for today's episode. At the end, we'll do another question from the courtroom. Fair? Okay. All right. So people reach out all the time, and I love the whole whiskey community, the camaraderie. People say, Judge, you always talk about, at least recently in the last year, craft distilleries. And someone said to me, a couple people actually reached out and said the same thing. What are some like big brands, just like your old school favorites that you just, when you think of, you can't go wrong with them. You love them. They're always there. And each and every bottle that you buy, it's just like a home run each and every time. All right. So as much as I do love craft distilleries, we're going to go back to some old school favorites, and I'm going to explain the reason why I'm picking each one as well. Fair? All right. So these are not in order of my preference, so number 1 is not better than 2 and so forth. These are just my 5 that I love these brands, and I love these bottles in particular. All right, so number 1, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. As much as a pain as it is to sometimes find this, I know it's available in some markets versus others, but I do love myself some 1792 Full Proof. Now this happens to be my barrel pick, so maybe I'm in love with it a little bit more, but honestly, put aside my own barrel pick, for a $55, $60 bottle, it's honestly an amazing experience. I love it because it's, pretty much, it's up there, right, from a proof standpoint. It packs a punch, 125 proof, but it's just sweetness. It's, you get the brown sugar, the leather. There's something about a 1792 Full Proof, and the fact that you can find it for like $60-ish. You can't beat that, honestly. You really can't. So for me, I love 1792 Full Proof, especially this time of year when it's a little bit colder out. That is my go-to for sure. All right, I need a sip of whiskey. It's been a long day. Cheers. Woo! That's what I'm sipping right now. My 1792 Full Proof pick. All right. Judge, what is number 2 and why? So number 2 on my list, this is a fan favorite from a brand standpoint. Everyone loves this brand, but this is probably my personal favorite from the brand. I was close between this one and another one, and I'll explain the reason why. But number 2, Old Forester 1920. Don't get me wrong. I do love 1910, and I love making 1915 out of when you combine the two of them. But when I really kind of nail it down between 1920 and 1910, I love 1920. I really do. I guess primarily for me personally, 1920 does pack a little bit more of a punch. Coming in, 115? Yeah. Coming in at 115 proof. It packs a bit more of a punch. And when I just think about Old Forester, everything that we all love about Old Forester, those chocolate, leather, almost like a cinnamon note to it, if you will. That's the reason why I love Old Forester. And to me, there's nothing better than 1920 Old Forester, especially when you're talking about like an old school favorite. Oh, man, stop it. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, real quick, I need a favor. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel. We'll love if you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button right there, right now. All right, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. All right, what's number 3 on the list, Judge? What is number 3 and why? So I've been in Kentucky. It's time to leave the state of Kentucky just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Relax. Don't worry. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. Number 3. Oh man, come on. Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Tennessee Whiskey. Oh my goodness. $65. This is a fan favorite. I mean, granted, you gotta love that Jack profile that has obviously very known for like the banana notes. But for me, Jack Daniel's, $65, and you can find this bottle all over. And I have never had a bad bottle of a Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Tennessee Whiskey. Not me personally, at least. Always amazing, great quality whiskey. Actually, my barrel pick with them is coming in pretty soon. I didn't do the Tennessee whiskey. We did the rye Tennessee whiskey, barrel proof rye Tennessee whiskey coming in for our judge community. So I'm really excited for that. I love Jack Daniel's. I do. It works for my palate, for my profile. It just works very well. It really does. All right, Judge, what's number 4 and 5? All right, well, I stepped out of Kentucky, but I'm going to head back to Kentucky. I get it. We all love Kentucky, and I do too. Number 4, I want to come down a little bit in proof. I'm going to come down just a little bit in proof. So number 4 is, again, fan favorite. One of probably the most cherished and loved brands across the board. And when I think of everything that they have, even though they have special releases and so forth, when I want to just grab a fantastic pour from this brand, this is the only bottle I'm grabbing every single day. Russell's Reserve. This too happens to be a single barrel pick, my barrel pick that I did with my good friends with Stuff and Whiskey of Wild Turkey Russell's Reserve. But honestly, take away our barrel pick again. It's not about our barrel pick. It's more about the fact that no matter what you get from Wild Turkey, every single experience is just going to have that turkey funk, and you're just going to say, damn, I love this. At 110 proof, I love, and I mean love, some turkey products. Big time. That is number 4. All right, number 5. And then I'll get back to the our question from the courtroom today, because I need your help. This one, to me, when I think about a pure barrel proof, just something that just puts a little hair in your chest, and you want that, just that traditional Kentucky hug. You know what you're getting from a profile standpoint. A little bit of peanuts, but not too much. Tons of leather, tons of chocolate, a little bit of caramel, and it's just kind of, it wraps everything into that traditional old school favorite. Number 5, regardless of the release, I can't have a category of old school favorite without Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This happens to be A124, but honestly, you could pick any of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof releases, the A, the B, the C, regardless of the year. I know they vary a little bit. I get that. I do. But if you're looking for that same quintessential experience from an Elijah Craig standpoint, these, my friends, are my 5 favorite old school favorites. If I'm going old school and I'm saying, hey, I love craft distilleries, but I want to kind of go old school, these are my 5. So let's resume. Questions from the courtroom. What is your number 1 favorite old school whiskey that you love from an old school brand, an old school whiskey bottle that you can always find? What's your number 1 whiskey, old school favorite whiskey that you absolutely love? Hey friends, until the next time, peace, cheers, most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.